Warning: Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please make sure you hit that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, Jason Tubby Ass Whitlock, the blobfish himself, came out with his take on Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. I'm gonna read what it says here, and then we're gonna play the video, and then I'm gonna give my take on it. And then for my members, it's going to cut into the breakdown of the halftime show. And for everyone else, it's going to be behind the members wall or on Patreon due to me wanting to play the music, not get flagged. So that's that. Kendrick Lamar and Samuel L. Jackson were grooming America's children at halftime last night. I'd rather have them come out in satanic clothing than the subversive, sneaky way they went about injecting political agenda into their performance. All right, let's hear what this idiot has to say, because that's exactly what he is. He's a true idiot.
Samuel L. Jackson, again, as I've already said, comes out and tells you, hey, I'm Uncle Sam. And what he's really saying, nah, I'm Steven from Django. That's the role, other than, I guess, Pulp Fiction. That's the role I'm most known for. And he went about promoting a subversive, anti-American agenda on all of it. I'd have rather Kendrick Lamar come out in satanic clothing than this subversive, sneaky way that they injected a political agenda and a political point of view, and were basically telling you adults, anybody over 45, this wasn't for you.
No. It wasn't just anybody over 45. It was anybody outside of the black community. It wasn't for you. All the subliminal messaging, everything that he did, it was directly for foundational black Americans. And we're going to get to that in my breakdown. It didn't have to do with Republicans. It had nothing to do with Democrats. It didn't have nothing to do with none of them. Trump wasn't even a thought in Kendrick's mind. Kendrick was on the grand stage at this point in time. And he took that time to show that he was for his people, and he would never be like a Drake and be a freaking pretender, cosplayer, or coon. Let's continue.
They were speaking to your kids, and your kids knew what they were saying. Your kids know Squid Games.
What the hell does Squid Games got to do with anything? See, I'm going to tell you what it has to do with it, but I'm going to let you hear what he says first, and then I'm going to explain what Squid Games have to do with it. Spoiler alert. Absolutely nothing.
Your kids know Kendrick Lamar and his music. They were grooming your kids for hatred of America last night at halftime of the Super Bowl.
Family, how in the hell is he grooming the children to hate America when it was American centered. It was Black American centered, to be more specific. If anything, that would make them love America more. Seeing how much Black Americans love America. But like I said, he's idiotic. He don't even know what he's talking about, and he's about to show you that he don't know what he's talking about. Well, he already did, but he's about to further show you.
They got in your face at halftime of the Super Bowl and said, hey, we're going to groom your kids. You're not, and we're going to do it right in front of you with the whole family sitting and watching the Super Bowl together. The pair, hey, what's going on? Why is this little black midget out here yelling and talking into a microphone? What?
I don't think this big blob looking mother lover want to talk about sizes. I don't think he has a leg to stand on. I don't. I think he should leave sizes out of everything when speaking. Because this dude is the size of the moon. Maybe even Jupiter. So I think he should leave sizes out of it.
What's going on? Your kids are like, I know what's going on, mommy, daddy. This is great. This is Squid Games. Do you know what Squid Games is?
Family, pay attention to what this idiot says.
Because I had to do the research.
He had to do the research.
But it's some Netflix-funded anti-capitalism TV series about 458 poor people competing in deadly children's games for the right to win billions of dollars. That's what Squid Games is. And the way the stage was framed for Kendrick Lamar, it was mocking or drawing an allusion to Squid Game. And so when Samuel L. Jackson started off the halftime performance, hey, it's your Uncle Sam. And this is the great American game. He used those words intentionally.
All right, family. All right. I'm not even going to let him continue because he don't know what the hell he's talking about. And everything that he's talking about, he got from somebody else. How do I know he got it from somebody else? I don't even have to say allegedly, because he said he had to do the research on Squid Games. So obviously he did not come up with the concept that Kendrick Lamar was trying to mimic Squid Games, did he? Someone had to tell him, oh yeah, that's Squid Games. He said, what's Squid Games? And then he went and looked it up and saw what it was. And I've heard that same take on Kendrick Lamar's performance, and it was by a napkin person who was also trying to say it was disrespectful to America, because a lot of these napkins have heard these Democrats running around here saying that it was a diss to Trump when it had nothing to do with Trump. And so Jason Fatlock, the big black blob, decides to, let me go ahead and chime in on it so I can get a little publicity on my page. But he admittedly said he didn't know what was going on. The older folks didn't know what was going on. And so I left this comment. So let me see if I got this straight. Oh, it was a comma here, huh? It was supposed to be a period. That's what, okay. Well, it was supposed to be a period, guys. Anyway, so let me see if I got this straight. You watched the halftime show and admittedly didn't know what was going on. So you're running off a narrative that you heard from someone else. That's journalism to you? This blobfish looking MFer is out here reporting hearsay. Because that's exactly what it is. And we're going to jump into this breakdown. And don't worry, on the YouTube side, you guys will still see like the beginning of the breakdown. And then we're going to move into the members only. So let's get into it, family, because this dude is speaking total idiocracy. He said that the stage was set up to mimic Squid Games, and that's totally false. If you notice here, I'm going to turn off the music and I'm going to play it back when I get into the members only situation. If you notice here, you're going to notice 4 shapes, right? 4 shapes. And pay close attention to those shapes. And then we're going to get into what those shapes actually represent, because they don't represent the Squid Games at all. What are those? You have that light, that circle that went through all of these different shapes. The X, the circle, the square, the triangle. However, the square was picked first. Now, for all my gamers out there, what is that? Yeah, those are the buttons on the PlayStation controller. Those are the buttons to a PlayStation Vita or PS Go or whatever, PSP, whatever. They're all representations of a controller. And each stage is a different button. Each stage is a different button. It has nothing to do with no damn Squid Games. And how you know it has nothing to do with Squid Games is because later on in the performance, the whole stage changed depending on which part of the controller he's playing on. For those who are not members of the church yet, go ahead and consider becoming a member. However, for those who are, I'll see you on the other side, and we're going to continue this. Now, for those who aren't, if you're not a subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, do not let people like Jason Whitlock come around trying to jump on certain trends because he see MAGAs going crazy over something, whether he knows what it is or not. This man literally said in his speech the whole time, he said, old people don't know what's going on, but your children do. And he was speaking about himself because he didn't know what was going on. And someone had to tell him oh, this is like Squid Games, even though there was no violence or nothing like that. And he went looking for what Squid Games is so he can go and do a whole rant about nothing. This is why nobody takes him, Roly Poly Martin, or anyone else in the old black media seriously. And this is why they're losing viewership and they're losing credibility by the day. And with that being said, family, the doors of the church are now closed. For all the members, let's get it popping. Now, we're going to run that back, and I'm going to play the music, and we're going to go step by step, day by day. Let's go. So I don't have to explain this part because like I already explained it on the other side. But if I need to explain it again, I shall. This represents a gaming controller. And then each stage changes depending on where Kendrick is actually playing, what button he's playing with. Let's go.
Salutations! It's your Uncle Sam. And this is the Great American Game.
So with the Uncle Sam situation, let's pull that back. The Uncle Sam situation, right? And I said this in my prior video about Kendrick's halftime performance. This actually, I feel, represents Kendrick kind of responding to one of the lines or, stanza in Drake's diss to him, which was, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go get him a Grammy right now. And like I said, they gave him 5. Where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man of the house. And so Kendrick said, basically, bet. So he pulled out his uncle, but it was an uncle that everybody would be able to recognize and literally unite over, because if you're not a part of this culture, right, you wouldn't have any love or respect for the Uncle Sam, right? The government in itself. However, even though we, as foundational Black Americans, we have a gripe with the government, we're not running around here trying to tear it down or be anybody else. We are Black Americans, and this is our country. And so, if anything, we're going to change the government and make it work for our benefit. And that's what this whole damn thing, this whole halftime show has been about and what it was representing. But I'll save my conclusion for the end and just say this was basically a wink at Drake as well, saying, hey, you wanted to talk to my uncle? Here's Uncle Sam. Because you're not a part of this country, right? You're a foreigner. So technically, this is all of our uncle. Is basically how I took it. It's about to be some shenanigans going down, some Black shenanigans, some foundational Black American shenanigans. And that's how I took that. Let's continue.
It's the Great American Game.
Now, that part where he says, this is the Great American Game. What do people say all the time? When you in America, you got to know how to play the game. And the way you play the game is to act like a coon. The way to play the game is act like you're not connected to your heritage. The way to play the game is to wear weaves. The way to play the game is to not love who you are as a foundational Black American because, you know, you come from slavery. The way to play the game is to always keep your head down when you're around them folks. And don't speak to them as if you have pride in yourself. The way you play the game, everybody here knows what's expected of you in order to play the game in America. So when he's saying the great American game, that's what he's speaking on. He's not speaking on no whatever the hell Jason Whitlock was talking about. I don't even remember because it's garbage and my brain tend to forget garbage after a while. But the great American game is referring to Black people being told they have to play the game in America in order to survive, this is why code switching even exists. And a lot of these tethers don't understand the code switching situation because they just think that code switching means something totally different than what it does. They think it means moving in between us and them, but disrespecting us while they're around them, and then coming over here and acting like they love us. No. That's not code switching. That's backstabbing. That is cooning. Code switching is how Black Americans existed in corporate structures where you got to make your voice like this so, you know, people will feel more comfortable. Hey, how you doing, Sharon? You all right? Hey, Sharon, you know, I'm glad to see you, Sharon. Then you walk outside, you jump in your vehicle, you start your car, you throw on some DMX, and then you start talking like this. That's the great American game, whether people know it or not. That's what Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, people who descended from slavery, that's the game they've had to play throughout the history of America. And that's why it's a cultural divide. That's why the flag was divided. Oh, I ain't got there yet. Okay, let's continue.
It's the great American game.
My Gemini twin back powering up. No more handshakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us. Everybody must be judged. But this time God only favoring us. 20 years in, still got that pen dedicated to bare hard truth. Etiquette speak with a vigilant tongue. Predicate this time is I'm carrying heavier hearts right now. I got power lift with Olympians too. Carrying very.
Now let's stop real quick. Now you all know that the music is from his new album. But he's standing on that classic, an unmatched classic, by the way. An all-black, unmatched classic. So what is he saying there, family? He's saying, hey, our culture is unmatched, and we're the classics. We create the classics, and we continue to be the classics. Everyone else want to copy us. Everyone else want to be us. And they cosplay as us in order to pretend like they are the classics. And they're not the classics. And what else is it saying? The spotlight is dropping down on that classic. The spotlight is on us tonight. The spotlight is on me. And I'm about to represent. Let's continue.
Area darts right now, I deserve this like tiramisu. We go body for body, I hand you a body, I'm probably a better masseuse. Really don't bother nobody what they running by me. If I got to create out the room, you would not get the picture if I had to sit you for hours in front of the Louvre. When I have a soul, even if I told you to stand next to Johnny and Q. Started with nothing but government cheese, but now I can seize the government too. Remember the fools, them color was tan and brown, but now the 100 is blue. Remember I said I'm the greatest back when you debated the number one and number two. Topic was always hilarious to me, you carried them to me, I brought out the
So family, I let that play just so you can see all the people that popped out of nowhere. Saying basically when it's on, it's on. And I'm never alone, even though I look alone. Because those who know. We come out of nowhere. We come out of nowhere. And we come out of nowhere representing. See, anybody who comes from out of the gang culture, like, it isn't even a question. You don't just look at one person as if they're alone, especially in their neighborhood. But you don't look at a person like they're alone, even when they're outside of their neighborhood. And where did this take place? Oh, yeah, New Orleans, where every, person was talking about Lil Wayne should be doing this. No diss to New Orleans. But y'all know how I feel about Wayne because I already said it. But all the people that were coming out, which I believe were like being paid to do it, to be honest with you, was coming out now mentioning Wayne because, like I said, Wayne's a safer bet. Wayne wouldn't do anything like this. Wayne wouldn't do anything that's thought-provoking. Wayne would probably bring in some napkin rock band. But let's continue.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
Now, family, I just have to, that part right there, we got to talk about.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
Family, the Democrats have been running around here talking about that part right there was supposed to be about Donald Trump. The revolution's about to be televised. That's a reference to, and I played the video. Y'all saw it. But it's become more and more widespread. It became more and more viral, not just that video, but other videos with other people saying the same damn thing, including some LGBTQ Hispanic boy wearing a wig and nails talking about it's going to be taught in colleges and I've already wrote my dissertation. I suggest you guys go and watch Black Alpha's last broadcast because, it showed a lot of them. My last one only showed a couple of them. He brought them all out. Shout out to our brother Black Alpha Network. Now, let's continue. This right here was only for one thing and one thing only. Because of the fact that Kendrick Lamar knew that he was about to, one, do a whole salute to Black Americans with no cares or no fucks given. Only for us. And then he also knew that he was about to do that on the national white supremacist stage. Because football in itself, don't think that he forgot about Kaepernick. Don't think that he forgot about all the things that was going on during the strike of NFL or anything like that. Because Kendrick is a very intelligent person. So when he says you picked the right time, because it's 2025 and people should know this already, that Black Americans are Americans. We contribute more to America than anybody in America. That's a fact. That's a fact. So not only is he saying black Americans are American, or you should know black Americans are Americans because it's 2025. But he also stated that, you picked the wrong guy, which means that he wasn't about to be the coon. He wasn't about to be the person to run around here and do a safe ass halftime show. He wasn't about to do something just to make everybody in the damn stadium dance and buck around and all this other nonsense. And like I said in my last broadcast, I feel that's why they wanted Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne, he's one of those people that run around talking about, there's no more racism and all this other nonsense. This is the facts. So when he say you picked the wrong guy, he's talking about himself, because he knew he was about to give a all black salute and make the bliggly blackest halftime show go out to the grand national stage of the world. Not because Lil Wayne, not because Drake, but because black Americans deserve it. And the coldest part is, one of the reasons why a lot of the Mayo mutants were mad is because this is the blackest, the bliggity blackest halftime show thus far. And it happened in Black History Month, during a time where we remind them of black contributions, black American contribution, foundational black American contributions to the country, at a time where we're telling our story and they are the villains in the story that's being continuously told over and over and over throughout the year. During Black History Month, it's just overload for them. And to have Kendrick Lamar do the blackest halftime show during Black History Month, then yeah, that was a problem for them. Let's move on.
I want better squabble love. Reincarnated, I was stargazing. Life goes on, I need her, my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Hot key, keep a horn on me, that could my see. IP, ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off at my feet. Baby rockin' it. Queer pro quo, what you want, cause I'm watching it. Work on the flow, let me know if you clocking it. Brody won't go, but I know that he poppin' it. It was wolf tickets on sale till I silenced it. Pipe down young, these some whole other politics. That's a what in him, that's a lot of what. Don't hit him, he got kids with him, my apologies. Ghetto child, it was Blackie Mouse with the smeared off. We outside, water about to kill him off. Blaps, flaps, fat. Brick or raw. Tell me why you boys rap if it's fiction. No. Tell me why you boys fed if it's criminal. No. A-Dot, can I get a drop? No. H-Boom cool from the west side to Senegal. Full moon, let the wolves out. I've been a dog. Squabble love, squabble love, squabble love, squabble love, squabble love, squabble love, squabble love. What? Squabble love, squabble love, squabble.
Now, family, we're about to get to another cutscene with the Samuel Jackson. However, I wanted to make sure that I brought this to you all attention as well. So somebody said, oh, the red, white, and blue, it represents, the reds represents Republicans, the blues represents Democrats, and the whites represent the elites. That's nonsense. It represents the American colors, the American flags, Crips, Bloods, neutrals. Let me rephrase. I ain't even rephrasing. I'm just going to say it again. It represents the American flag, or Crips, Bloods, and Neutrals. Because neutrals are looked at as like, pures. You know what I'm saying? You better get your little ass away from here trying to smoke on this. You know your mama will whoop your ass, nigga. Don't make me call your mama on you, nigga. Or little girl, you better take your butt home. Your mom, you know damn well your mama finds you out here in these streets at this time of night. She gonna come out here beating all of us. So I'm gonna call her if you don't get home in about 2 minutes. See, that's a part of our culture. But when you say that it represents Republicans and Democrats, you're trying to politicize it in a situation that has nothing to do with any party. Because you have black people who are foundationally black Americans on both sides of the fence, on Democrat side and on the Republican side, even though we've seen the exit of really the Democrats as of lately, and we're hoping to see a lot more people become smarter and get off the Republican train too. But I just wanted to say that before we got here.
Squabble up. What? Squabble up. Squabble up. Squabble up.
No, 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 no! Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. Mr. Lamar.
Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. That's what the mainstream perception of black Americans have been. Ever since the 70s, they started pushing that propaganda. Ever since the 70s, they started pushing that propaganda. So he's playing Uncle Sam. He's not playing a coon. He's playing Uncle Sam, speaking from the perspective of America and how America has always looked at black Americans. But like I said in my last broadcast, I'm pretty sure white Americans saw Stephen from Django because that's their favorite freaking part that Samuel L. Jackson ever played, guaranteed. So when Jason Fatlock, the blobfish himself, started talking about Samuel and that stuff, he really was playing Stephen from Django. Yeah, you're right. He was playing Stephen from Django because of the fact white Americans love him from Stephen from Django, and that's why they saw him as Stephen from Django. And that's why you're saying Stephen from Django. He proved my point right after I let my video out on this. He came right in and proved my point, didn't he? Let's continue.
Do you too ghetto? Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game?
Now, when he's asking, do you really know how to play the game? That's black Americans being told in order to succeed, we have to do what they ask us to do. We got to cut our locks. We got to dress a certain way. We got to speak a certain way, and we got to make people feel comfortable. We got to look non-threatening, and we got to talk to people in a way that makes them feel like they're superior and we're, lower than them. That's playing the game. That's playing the game in America. Making yourself lower and putting them higher in order to make them feel comfortable. And that's how you get ahead, is what they tell you. Keep your head down and just go up in there and you work that job and you don't look that man in the face. No matter what he say to you, you don't talk back. You just keep your head down and you can become successful. That's their playing the game, family. And that's what Jason Fatlock is trying to actually nullify by acting like that's not what he meant. Because I know he probably most likely do know. But he's trying to cater to that, Magite bunch. Let's continue.
Then tighten up!
Nobody pray for me. It been a day for me. Well, yeah.
Now, someone also said the American flag was divided, and Kendrick stood in the middle to say that, he wasn't with the Republicans and how they're dividing the country. No. He already explained what this meant when he said there's a culture divide, and that happens a little later. When he said there's a culture divide, he's talking about Black American culture and everybody else. The same way when he was speaking about when he did Not Like Us, and he said, once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still doubled down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the Mecca building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second. Let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using town folks to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. It's not a, yeah, I messed up, but you know what I mean. God damn it. He basically told them in Not Like Us who the song was about. Gen X in itself is about us. All I ever wanted was a Black Grand National. Fuck being rational. Give them what they asked for. It's not enough. All that's for us. So no, it wasn't about anything other than showcasing how we were divided as a country because our contributions aren't accepted. Samuel L. just said, don't you know how to play the game? Well, tighten up. So his art isn't being accepted. One side feels it, the other side don't. The people who feel it is people who's a part of the culture. The other side do not. People who are not a part of the culture. Let's continue.
Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, finessing on them with some counterfeit. Now I'm counting this.
Also, real quick, he said we were dividing. He was sitting there. He said that Kendrick were grooming the kids. You can't groom children to hate America while sitting there showing how much you love America. Everybody there is in what? Red, white, and blue. And the only thing that's standing over that is the Black Grand National. Let me say that again. There's the red, there's the white, there's the blue, and everybody there is black, wearing the red, the white, and the blue, showing the love that Black Americans have for America because we built America. But what stands over that overall is the Black Grand National, the Black Classic, us. Because we built it. And it wouldn't be here without us. Let's continue.
Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, finessing on them with some counterfeit. Now I'm counting this. Parmesan in my account and look like I'm down in this. Do say with my boo-bay tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, locking by you, the world with my pay stub. I know it's good, won't you sit it on my taste buds? Are you ain't too petty once you let me do the extras? Pull up on your block, then I break it down, then we call it Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM funk. Eat up your per diem, you just gotta hate them funk. If I quit your BM, I still ride Mercedes. If
just went viral.
Right stroke, put little baby in the. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
Sit down,
Be
little.
humble.
Holla,
Sit
holla,
down.
holla, little. Holla,
Be
little.
humble.
Holla,
Sit down.
holla, holla,
Hold
holla.
on.
My bad, family. This is YouTube, and I ain't paying for no dang on. All right, that's what part I want to go in there. All right, let's continue.
Be humble. Sit down.
Sit down,
Be
little.
humble.
Holla, holla,
Sit
holla,
down.
holla, little. Holla,
Be
little.
humble.
Holla,
Sit down.
holla.
Now, I mentioned to you guys on the last broadcast how militarized this whole ensemble is, right? Kendrick is the only one that's freely moving while everyone else is really militant, which is showing me that Kendrick is actually showing how we don't fall into everyone else's, like, you know, box when it comes to anything, right? His art is more important. Our art is more important. Our creativity, everything that we've always been in America has been creativity, love, emotion, art, passion, and everything else. And that leads America on forward. So it's no surprise that he has the flag just stomping down forward towards the camera as he's still standing above him. And as, you know, the Black Grand National is still up there and they're moving in the military format while he's moving freely and dancing as, you know, saying a person who's having fun. You get what I'm saying? Let's move forward.
Holla, holla,
Hold
holla.
on.
Now, this part, notice we're getting ready to switch buttons from the first controller, right? Well, the first, I think it was the square. Yeah, it was the square because the circle's over here. That's triangle. That's the X. So, we're getting ready to switch. But what do you see down there? Anybody who's ever been to jail can tell you right now that's a prison yard. That is a prison yard. So when you're looking at this, this is where you're going to get a lot of the gangsterish stuff that's going to happen. Right? Check it.
I got
Royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter, put the war in peace inside my DNA. Got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. That's hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. Was born like this, perform like this. Y'all shoot what new weapon, transform like this. Wish y'all.
Now notice, family, all of these are street lights, right? Or lights on the yard. You see what I'm saying, family? None of this has nothing to do with no Democrats or Republicans. Everything can be literally quantified within the black communities of Black America. Let's go.
This perform like this. Y'all shoot what new weapon, transform like this. Wish y'all shoot what new weapon. That's murder, conviction, murders, boosters, burglars, ballers dead. Skylar fathers dead with kids in hours. Hold on. Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. I'm right here remote, okay. Thinking I'm right on reaper. I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Benjamin and the drink sitting all in my house. Like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, made his own ways and no types of their soul, okay. Everybody wanna be demon, get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show today. Always a lame, who you thought the money, the problem will make you. Have you ever played?
Now notice when the euphoria drop and we're walking through the streets now, And he's talking about, have you ever been chipped by a throwaway? Have you ever walked your enemies down like with a poker face? Well, I have. And I came out straight. Right? It went from red, white, and blue to now red, white, blue, and black. Peep that.
Have you ever? Okay, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down with a poker face? Man, I know y'all play sleep. Ever since Parma Lee, it's KDOT. Bang!
Street like the street light sessions is the cipher under the street light. We used to do it all the time. Well, when the street light started to come on when we were younger, we had to run home. But as like teenagers and stuff like that who had a little bit more time out there, we used to do street light sessions where we were sitting there ciphering, going hard. And the weakest dude to get laughed out the cipher. That's some California stuff for you, though. But let's go.
I deserve it all. Keep these bums away from me. Keep my essence contagious, that's okay with me. Burn this thing down, don't you play with me, stay with me. Crashing out right now, it ain't safe for me. Did it with integrity. These boys try to hate on me, just wait and see. More blood be spilling, it's just pain to me. Dangerously, ain't no changing me, ain't no shaming me. Flip a coin, you want the dangerous me or the famous me? How annoying. From the boys in the game I speak, ashamed of me, it's important, I deserve.
Now, family, he's doing the verse from I Deserve It All on the new album. And one of the things that he just said, he said, flip a coin. Which one do you want? The famous me or the dangerous me? Or the dangerous me or the famous me, excuse me. And this is exactly what a lot of people ain't understanding. We're code switchers all throughout this life because of the fact that we understand what we are. So you don't think that once a person started making money, they're going to, chill out a little bit and all this other stuff, but that can still come on out of you. And what Drake did was he tested something that he probably should have never tested. He tested a quiet dude in a room. The quiet dude in the room snapped. Let's continue.
Me. Ain't no shame in me. Flip a coin, you want the dangerous me or the famous me? How annoying. From the boys in the game I speak, ashamed of me, it's important, I deserve it all because it's mine. Why you think you deserve the greatest of all time?
Oh, see you brought your homeboys with you. The old culture cheat code. Scorekeeper, deduct one life.
Notice what he said there. He said, oh, I see you brought your homeboys. Your cultural cheat code. Basically, you're going to get love when you bring your folks up with you. You're going to get love when you're surrounded by your people. That's the cultural cheat code. Sticking with your people. Sticking with your folks. See, everybody else that did a breakdown of this, they've been sitting there trying to stay far away from the pro-black aspect of it. This is the real pro-black aspect of it. And when I say everybody else, I'm talking about people outside of the new black media, because if we talk on it, we're going to speak on it 100-fold. But this is what that represented. The cultural cheat code is being in your culture, being a part of your culture, so everyone in your culture wants you protected and will protect you. Not being a cosplayer, not being a culture vulture. Let's continue.
Why?
Now notice, family. Now they're in the X of the gaming controller.
Look. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Huh? They ain't talking about nothing. Pickable. I just put the buggers in my chain. Pickable. 80 pointers like a Kobe game. Pickable. 7.62s, I make them plain. Pickable. I'm popping out your band, that's what my name. Pickable. I put 2 foreigns on a 4-5. Pickable. That's catchy pepper if I'm doing pasta. Pickable. Why you acting tough on IG Live? Pickable. You know my loved ones with that. Let's get it.
So, notice in the X, there's nothing but the innocence of Black Americans having fun, joking around, playing. Remember I said the red, the white, the blue, or the Crips, the Bloods, the Innocents? You feel me? They're able to have fun in this space. And it just so happened that it's in which shape? The X. And what do they say, family? X marks the spot. And within that X shape, you see Black joy. You see Black happiness, Black funniness, friendliness. I'ma run it back. I'ma run it back.
Surprise.
And tell me if I'm lying. Now, it shows you the aerial space of the X to let you know, hey, we're now here on this button of the controller. But it also shows you X marks the spot. And as soon as you get inside of that X, all you seeing inside of that X is Black joy. And then a little bit later, the ladies are going to come in and they're going to tease Not Like Us, the Black anthem that caused so much joy last year. From the end of the spring to the summer to the fall to now in the new spring, or well, we're still in winter of a new year. But check it out.
7.62s, I make them plain. Pickable. I'm popping out your band, that's what my name. Pickable. I put 2 foreigns on a 4-5. Pickable. That's catchy pepper if I'm doing pasta. Pickable. Why you acting tough on IG Live? Pickable. You know my loved ones with that. Let's get it. Pickable. Surprise, it's your boy Chuck E. Cheese. Pickable. I FaceTime my eye, yeah, I'm up the street. Pickable. It's AZZ, I put the boys to sleep. He on the ground, praise God, and stomping feet. Pickable. Ladies, yes, I want to make a move. For sure. I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love the sue. What song? Yeah, that song. That song? Maybe I think about it. Oh, no. Know what? I slow it down. Say, ladies, do me this solid. Ooh.
Oh, you done lost your damn mind.
This world were mine.
Hey, Roman number 7, babe, drop it like it's hot.
Family. It's so fitting that he played and did and performed Luther on the grand national scale when Luther Vandross was really like being shunned for like the first few years of his career. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember how long it took him to get his first Grammy. But I love that they showcased this. And now they're walking on over to the next button.
This world was mine, I take your dreams and make them multiply. This world was mine, I take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that light, hit them strictly with that fire. Fire, 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 fire.
This world, concrete, flowers grow. Heartbreaks, you only do what she know. Weekends, get it poppin' on the low. Better days coming for sure.
this world.
You go in,
out,
do it real slow. Baby, you a star. Swag on full.
Now, family, also, it's the first time that a rapper has performed a love song, an actual real love song, at the Super Bowl, and it's a black man and a black woman. He's not out here denigrating us. He's not out here trying to make us look bad as a people. He's out here trying to elevate the mind, spirits, hearts, souls, and everything else of our people by showing us what has been missing. Let's continue.
Everything goes. Come and put that on my soul.
All right, family, we're going to let this finish playing and we go on. Here we go. Let's move that back a bit. Hold on.
Everything goes. Come and put that on my soul.
Now, notice they're moving to the last button, which is a circle. Okay? Square to circle, circle to square. Let's go.
Tell me what you gon' do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a morgue, bring a sword, but you can't bring the truth to me. Bumping you and all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence. Promises all in your conversation. I hate those that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you.
Family, I wanted to say something real quick on that part where he says, I hate people that feel entitled.
You important, you the
Hold on.
feel entitled. Promises all in your conversation. I hate those that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you.
Now that part right there, whether Kendrick knew it or not, that part right there should reverberate through the communities of everyone else. Because I know y'all seen that video. If you haven't, Brother Black Alpha, he showed it on his last broadcast, how the Mexican was going around talking about where's lefty lefty gunplay, whatever the dude's name is. Or you just hate Latinos. You didn't want no Latinos there, huh? Fuck you. Those are people who are entitled to things that they should not be in our culture. They feel entitled. They're not entitled. They feel entitled to things in our culture that they shouldn't be, especially when you can go to a LA situation. Look, don't get me. Look, I was about to go off into a rant. Family, y'all done heard my take on the black and brown situation in Los Angeles. I'm not going to go there again. But you know how I feel. These folks don't rock with us, but yet these mother effers feel they entitled to us. I don't know why I say effers. I've been cussing this whole time. Let's continue, family. They're entitled to our space. Fuck them. All right, let's go.
Oh, you important, you the moral to the story, you endorsing. I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. A smart percentage who I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or I'm winning on my mama,
Maybe the
Solana.
night that my dreams might let me know. All the songs are true, all the songs are true, all the songs are true. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the songs are closer, all the songs are closer, all the songs are closer.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
See? The government's pleased. You know, everybody's pleased. The game is pleased. The white constituents of America, you know, they're okay with just, you know, keeping it mellow, keeping it what they want you to do in order to be playing the game. But as soon as you decide, hey, I ain't got to play this game, then the game is over.
That's what America wants. Nice and calm. You're almost there. Don't mess this.
Oh no.
It's a cultural divide. I'ma get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music.
Now, all the freaking Democrats, all the Republicans who do their breakdowns on this, they skip right on past this unless they try to demonize the fact that he said 40 acres and a mule is bigger than the music. But what he's saying right here is the fact that no matter what this or that, or whatever profession you're in, it's not about that profession. It should never be about that profession. It should be about doing the best for your people in that profession, for your people in that profession, just like every other people. They deliberately take care of their own no matter what profession they're in. So when he said 40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music, he was calling for reparations, yes, but he's also saying we should be giving ourselves reparations in every area that we have power to do that. So if I'm working at this company and I see my brother need help and he's a part of the lineage, then guess what? I should be giving him privilege in that situation. I should be able to help him. I should be able to do whatever I can to make sure that person is able to succeed in that area. 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music. This is bigger than any industry. Our culture is bigger than any industry. Who we are and who built this country is bigger than any industry. Let's continue.
That's what America wants. Nice and calm. You're almost there. Don't mess this.
Oh no.
It's a cultural divide. I'ma get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
They get on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like go. Must have on a beat, bro, deep bird, any rap. He a freak though, man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe. Let them boys to the cross, they walk around like G's. What's up with these Draconio? Trying to see Compton. In the street can hate me, bump them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. Finna crash on his body, I'm John Stockton. What? Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the skull. Walking down the whole time, I know he got some hoe.
Family. So, if you ain't noticed, right? The whole diss track for Drake. Well, this diss track, because he did do some Euphoria lines, but that wasn't really a diss situation in that. This whole, well, actually, yeah, because the Euphoria lines took place in the streets too. So it goes back to the streets. The street lights, the prison yard. Just keep that in mind.
You really about to do it?
40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
They get on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like go. Must have on a beat, bro, deep bird, any rap. He a freak though, man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe. Now them boys to the cross, they walk around like G's. What's up with these jabroni, trying to see Compton. In the street can hate me, bump them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. Finna crash on his body, I'm John Stockton. What? Beat your and hide the Bible if God watches. Like ember lamps, tell them breathe. Now them boys to the cross, they walk around like G's. What's up with these jabroni, trying to see Compton. In the street can hate me, bump them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. Finna crash on his body, I'm John Stockton.
Notice all the dead bodies, family. While the pure ones are still living. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what that meant. It didn't mean the elite, because there's a lot of pure ones taken out just like the red and the blues. But the only ones that truly survive are white ones. Well, not white ones, the pure ones. If you want to look at it like that. That's how I see it. Because the truth of the matter is, if it was red against the blues, the elites wouldn't be taken out with those reds and blues. Democrats, Republicans. They can only be taken out if all of them are taken out together. Because as Neely Fuller says, white supremacy like taking both sides of the fence. But let's continue.
What? Beat your and hide the Bible if God watches. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the skull. Walking down the whole time, I know he got some hoe. Paul, extort, bully the fro. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any that talk torment in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him.
Now it's funny that he said, you better not ever go to cell block 1, while literally walking around a cell, the prison yard. You get what I'm saying? We gonna run that back.
Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any that talk torment in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb the only one to get your hand-me-downs. Party at the party playing with his nose now. Baka got a weird case, why I see around. Certified lover boy, certified. Wop, 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 wop. I'm on them tough. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Now, family, realize and recognize that as soon as he said A minor, that was the only time that all 4 stages was lit up at the same time, except the beginning, when it was showing you that you're playing in this controller. Excuse me, he's performing on this controller, excuse me.
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
What?
Like I said, salute to Serena Williams. Because god dang it.
They not like us.
No.
They not like.
She looking good. She looking healthy. And the cold part is, calling Drake nemesis, I guess you could say she's his nemesis or ex, to come and crip walk all over his dead body and corpse. That was pretty diabolical. And I love it. Let's continue.
Like us.
No.
They not like us.
What?
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Then stab this way, stab that way, then stab this way, stab that way. Hold on. I go by the name of K. Kendrick Lamar, OK Llama, Mr. Morale. This is Gen X. We come all the way from Compton, California to a party with y'all. Let me hear you say, Monster! They acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta turn his TV off, 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 turn his TV off. Ain't no other king in this rap thing, they siblings, nothing but my children. Step this way, step that way, hold on. I go by the name of K. Kendrick Lamar, okay, Llama, Mr. Morale. This is Gen X. We come all the way from Compton, California to a party with y'all. Let me hear you say.
Now, when he said this is Gen X, I'm taking that to mean this is Black America, the classic. And when he went to New Orleans, he wanted to give local black artists and dancers some clout and some, funding. So that's who he went and got for this show. And that's where we actually get this tether who gets tackled in the background. And I actually spot the location where the tether got tackled. But that's where we get that tether from, because he was in, New Orleans, and he portrayed himself to be, a Black American. He was cosplaying, or maybe he was just being himself and just didn't say anything about his lineage. But he got hired, and that's how he got tackled on the stage. But let's continue.
They acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta turn his TV off, 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 turn his TV off. Ain't no other king in this rap thing, they siblings. Nothing but my children.
Excuse me. So that was another part I wanted to show. Notice now everybody's dancing on all four shapes and platforms. What does that show? It shows that all four platforms have been conquered and dominated. All four platforms have been conquered and dominated. No matter which button it's been conquered, it's been dominated.
Turn his TV off. Ain't no other king in this rap thing, they siblings. Nothing but my children. One shot, they disappearing. In the city with the flag beginning thrown. Pass interference, padlock around the crash, pulling up in up my truck just to play freeze tag. Bone a pick like it was sea bass. When I made it out, I made about 50K from a show. I showed y'all the ropes before they hung from a rope. I'm prophetic. They talk about it, how I did it. Good for saving face, I seen the cosmetics. Hairs I gotta take to level my aesthetics. Hurry up, your muscle up, we up the higher metric. Ran up out of luck soon as I up the highest metric. Super Bowl made a feat, you diabetic. Mouth you full of deceit. Cowards telling, walking New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling.
And that part right there was very, very telling too, because a lot of folks who was talking about he shouldn't perform, that's why he said that, like that walk up in New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling mustard. But here's the best part.
They hung from a rope, I'm prophetic. They talk about it, how I did it. Good for saving face, I seen the cosmetics. Hairs I gotta take to level my aesthetics. Hurry up, your muscle up, we up the higher metric. Ran up out of luck soon as I up the highest metric. Super Bowl made a feat, you diabetic. Mouth you full of deceit. Cowards telling, walking New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling. They acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my
got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. You notice how everybody started hitting that stomp? It's talking about everything that we have to do in order to beat the game of America and survive. And how we've been successful at beating the rigged game and surviving. And what happens after you beat a game, ladies and gentlemen?
Turn his TV off. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off. Turn this TV off, turn this.
Game over. Black Americans have gone through all the nonsense we've gone through in America, and we had to deal with people telling us we have to change our ways. We have to switch up who we are in order to adapt into a culture or a system that does not love us or don't want us around. And we said, no, we're going to be who we are in these spaces. We're going to create new things. We're going to be the greatest that America has ever saw, because we are America. We are the lifeblood. We are the heartbeat. We are the soul, the spirit. We are the everything that make America thrive. So no, when we play this game, we're going to play the game our own way. And when we do, we conquer every platform that we touch. We conquer every button that we press. We become the game, and we beat the game by using our own standards to do so. And that's the true meaning of the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. That's the pro-black meaning of the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. That's what they did not want to talk about. They did not want to break down what I broke down, because they know it had nothing to do with either one of them. They had to center themselves because they felt left out. The same reason why the Tethers are now mad at it, because they feel left out. This was a love letter. This was Kendrick Lamar sending Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, a salute. And with that being said, family, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
Scared people, Huey. The Black Panthers scared people.
Anytime the black man attempts to change the slave image, he will scare white people. So the Black Panther Party, I thank you. When you said that we scared people, that means that we were creating a positive black image for ourselves.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. So fuck everybody. I'm out.